I'm going to charge you 25 cents every time you say one of two things. Either I'm the chief or I do what I want.
What episode is
31.
it? Okay. Just making sure. 31.
Is that kind of like when you have an anniversary and you can't remember which one it is?
I can tell you something funny. 31 is Roy Williams. He was a safety for the Dallas Cowboys, and he came from Oklahoma. He would knock your block off.
Did he knock your block off?
No, that's what I miss about football. Darren Woodson, Troy Polamalu, Ronnie Lott, just Roy Williams. When safeties could be safeties, like when people feared to come across the middle, like they would lay the wood.
Didn't they make a rule or something about like not doing something because of all that?
Yeah. Now you can't like project your body, lead with your helmet, and I get it. I mean,
like
it's
you're
protection.
Like a torpedo.
Yeah,
That's
tough.
probably bad.
It's tough. People still get hit, but they don't get hit like they did back in the day, son.
That's why all of them have brain damage.
I know, like quarterbacks that they touch your face. A guy's getting blocked and they kind of hit you in the head and they go, personal foul, tapped him in the head.
But that's because people would go way beyond that.
No.
Yes.
Listen, you chose to do this and you make freaking millions. Stop being a baby.
I don't think they're babies.
Yeah.
I think, okay.
Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. They touched me. I want somebody to come in there and drill them.
Okay, hold on. Let's not. And I don't even like the Patriots, but like Tom Brady's pretty freaking.
Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's best. Best of all time. But he got calls that came his way because of the rules. And people like that.
But if it's a rule, then it's a rule for everybody.
I know, man, but it's so ticky-tacky. It's weak. I get it. There's got to be a level of protection, but some of these calls were like bad. Like I'm serious.
That calls in sports.
Like people get pushed into them and they tap them in the head. That's not a personal foul.
It's the same thing like in basketball.
If you lower your helmet to the crown and you crank him in the head, I get it.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's use a different sports analogy here. If you're playing basketball and you go up to try to block a shot and you accidentally tap someone's shoulder while they're shooting, it's a foul regardless of if you hammer them.
That's a different game. You don't tackle. Basketball is more finesse and you can't do certain things.
Basketball's pretty physical.
It can be, but they ain't out there tackling low in there with shoulder pads and helmets trying to kill somebody.
Do you know what taking a charge means?
Yes, I get it. It's nowhere close to the same though.
Okay, correct, but the intentionality of whether hitting somebody harder.
The guy's got the football. I've got to knock his head off. That's the mentality.
Okay, but here's the thing: if it's intentional, that's different, right?
Yeah.
That's a worse. You're gonna get in more trouble, right? If you do it intentionally versus if you tap somebody. So there's different levels.
Exactly. I don't agree with the tap. I think they should be able to look at those plays on the quarterback.
And go is this?
Yeah, like this guy was blocked into him and he hit him in the head.
Now, if somebody's coming in.
Somebody threw the ball in 3 seconds ago and you come and drill him.
Yeah. Those are two different things. I agree with that. But they do you just don't want the first rule at all.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You just beef it up a little bit. It's football.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like an intentional foul versus just a straight foul.
Yeah, that's what you get paid millions for. Some people get called on some stuff that's not intentional and changes the game, and it's bad.
That's where you got to have a strong team leadership that doesn't allow something like that to change the momentum.
I know, and here's the other thing. They'll ask, I think it's Mike Carrera. He's the head of the officiating.
Okay.
And he's usually on in the background. They'll say, hey, Mike, what'd you think about that call? Ooh, man. He basically just says in a professional way, I don't like the call. I think they missed it. I'm like, well, if you're the head of officiating, shouldn't you be able to get involved?
Not unless you're the ones that are. I don't think so. I think you got to leave it to the referees, the officials, the umpires on the field. And
understand.
You know who would be a great person to talk to about this is Brooke.
Yeah.
One of our members that used to come here. She's since moved to Colorado. Is one of the first female soccer officials for both men's and women's, like MLS, FIFA. There's some organization that I don't understand how it works in soccer called CONCACAF. It's like an international kind of organization, but she travels all over the world, and she's done the background stuff where she's in the booth.
Yeah.
She's on the field. She's done absolutely everything. Incredible human. But she would be a great person to discuss because all sports have those same levels of fouls and whatnot.
It's bad, and I know it's going at full speed. They're doing the best job they can, but something needs to give on some stuff like that changes the game.
Okay, so we actually have something that's not sports radio, but this is not ESPN.
I know,
we think we are.
Listen, we're not there yet.
No. Okay.
We got another problem.
What's the first problem?
I quoted a movie when we were filming some of our days for our Fortress 90.
Okay, so there's a very famous movie series that I've never seen, and I get garbage about it.
Rocky.
I've never seen the
So you've never seen any Rockies?
None of them.
That's a freaking travesty. I'm out of here.
It's a tragedy. Bye. He does this. You like once a podcast you try to leave. You realize that? Like for the last 6 or 7, like you get up and go at some point in time.
If you want to continue with your audience,
okay,
and give them everything you got,
Have you seen Hoosiers?
Try to be there. Yes, I've seen Hoosiers.
Just making sure.
Yeah. You're gonna need to watch Rocky or I'm killing the podcast.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'll do that in my spare time.
You see what the cup says?
He likes to make these sweeping proclamations about himself.
Yeah. I'm having coffee. I don't have coffee all the time. Probably maybe a couple times a week.
I'm having sad coffee.
Yeah.
It's mostly decaf.
Yeah, I can't do that. What are we doing right now?
We are talking
Did we tell them what podcast it was? 31. Okay, what's the topic?
You are starting to forget things.
No. Selective.
That's for sure exactly what's going on. Yeah. If it's not
but this is normal. I listen to other people's podcasts. Like I was listening to Rich's the other day.
Oh,
which I enjoy listening to them.
For a good
they
half hour.
Ramble
for a half hour.
And it's kind of funny. Like when I'm going to work and stuff or coming home, I'll listen to it. It's pretty good. Yeah. So we do what we want.
This is the third time you said that this morning.
This is the Bruce podcast.
This is not the Bruce podcast.
Oh, it's not?
No.
What is it?
It's the Fortress podcast.
Oh, yeah. It's the Fortress.
This is not the Bruce podcast.
It's the Fortress podcast starring Bruce and Erin.
You've really lost it.
The B&E. No, this is our forecast. It's the Fortress podcast. We do what we want.
I'm switching the picture on YouTube. That's it.
We do what we want.
You're done. The picture's gone.
Are we even going to talk about anything today?
Yes. Did you forget already?
I'm waiting on you.
That means that he's forgotten. We were talking about service.
Mm-hmm.
And how important that is.
Military service?
At a local, national, and global level.
Mm-hmm.
And how you can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't, people think they have to do something that's huge all the time to do that. They don't realize that it's the little things you do that start to add up.
And I didn't forget because I have a topic that I'm going to twist that into CrossFit.
Well, that's exactly what
I know. And I'm going to be a little controversial. And I don't really care.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
What people think.
Okay.
And I was going to make a post, and I want it to just be matter of fact. It was kind of like what Rebecca Voigt said.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, there are several high-level individual elite CrossFitters that have said that they are unhappy with the way that the CrossFit Games is functioning, and that they are concerned with a couple different areas. And so they have decided that they are not going to participate in this year's CrossFit Games season.
Yeah. Which
they have every right to do. However.
And guess what? Nobody cares.
I mean, the thing is, I know you feel, I think you feel like this a little bit. No organization is perfect.
No.
Not even close. And it's an organization's willingness to be better and to get better that's really important. And if you're going to choose to opt out, that's a choice. But I don't know if that actually creates a lot of change. Because if you walk away, how do you help that change?
Yeah. So when I say nobody cares, let me elaborate.
Yeah. Bruce is a lot more blunt than I am.
Yeah. Hey, take me for what I am. The Games is great.
It is great.
I came into CrossFit because of people like Rich Froning. Mm-hmm. To me, he's the GOAT. I know him. I've met him. We have conversations. Yeah, he's a phenomenal human being. Been over to his property. It's very nice to have people over there. He's just so down to earth. And when I saw things like that, I was like excited. You know, I was older, and I got to participate. Mm-hmm. But I got to. It was a choice. Just because I've been to the Masters CrossFit Games, it doesn't define me. What I'm trying to get at, I would never in a million years go in there and go, yeah, I'm not going to go to the games this year. I'm boycotting the Open. What you're boycotting is the foundation of CrossFit that's community. That in life, no matter what happens, is never going away. You're here to change people's life. It got me off of alcohol. It saved other people's life. It got them off of, drug addiction. It mental issues. It's brought people together. It's done so many good things, so you can never forget.
I'm not a big fan of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of what that kind of felt like.
Yeah. And it's more like me. It's what I'm trying to say too. Like, okay, man.
Like, don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect. And again, no, you go to a church, you're never going to like everything in a church. You go to a school, you're never going to like everything in a school. Organizations always have issues that have to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
How about I'm going to participate with the members of our gym this year in the Open and not worry about the competition side. I'm going to take a little break.
And
you understand what I'm saying?
The community and
support.
I feel like Clay and I've had this discussion a lot with the idea of what does the games bring to CrossFit? Because in terms of like getting people individually fitter that are like the people that are going to games, they train a lot of times alone anyway. Mm-hmm. But the games brings exposure to a methodology that works.
Yeah.
And that's really what it almost is always felt like. The games is a great advertisement. Like, this is the highest level of what this competition is. But CrossFit at its heart is not a competition with other people. CrossFit is a competition with yourself.
Yeah.
Truly.
To me, it seems, kind of put the nail in the coffin. It seems more ego driven.
And that's the part that really kind of didn't sit correctly with me.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I dislike any of these people. Mm-hmm. I dislike the action.
Yes.
And we don't always have to agree.
No.
But it's not singular, man. This thing is so big when it becomes more so community and what we do and how we change people's lives. Mm-hmm. If you get to compete or if it makes you better or those things, that's just the extra. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's like lanyap, they call it in Louisiana.
I know what that is.
Yeah, extra. You know what I mean? Like, but that's not the foundation. You know what I mean? And I'm going through that a little bit this year. Mm-hmm. I'm always gonna participate in the Open because that's what we do. We come in here and we have fun. I'm not looking to compete past that this year. We might do some team stuff and have some fun. You know what I mean? But we're focusing more on the community. I know that you are. You know what I mean? And that's cool. But we don't put those ego-driven posts out there. Like, if I'm posting something about the games or a high-level competition, my hope is that someone sees it that knows that they can be more. Mm-hmm. It's to inspire other Masters athletes because of our age. Mm-hmm. The individual athletes at that age, you're hoping that they're inspiring people their age or even teenagers coming up through. Man, it's an inspiring thing. Mm-hmm. But use it as that, not the whole, you're not going to see me this year. Yeah. I'll get them. Like, really? What does that do? Yeah. And Rebecca Voigt came on there and said, hey, don't forget where you came from, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, support your local boxer, your community, whatever you do. So anyway, that was kind of big to me. So but you said some other things. It's not just that. You said on a bigger level. You said something about national level.
Oh, just service in general to people. Like, we wanted, like, the things that we're doing that are behind the scenes a little bit. Mm-hmm. But like with the CrossFit Open, like, we try to serve our community, and we spend a lot of extra time outside of just regular hours. And I don't know if people realize this, but of all the local affiliates, we don't make money on the Open in any way, shape, or form. When people sign up for the CrossFit Open, what that does is goes to support the organization as a whole and bolstering that as a community driven event.
Yeah.
So like none of that comes back to us, but we know what kind of an effect the open can have for people. And like when someone gets their first toaster bar, when they try something, they try their lights out and they don't get something, but they have an entire community supporting them. It changes people's attitudes and their mindset, and that's really what's most important. And that's why we continue year after year after year to put time and money and effort into supporting our community and our as a local thing, our small community here. But it's not just that what we're doing at Fortress. It's we've got other things that we are trying to accomplish as well.
That's the other thing. I was listening to Rich's podcast. He was traveling a lot, Barcelona and somewhere else.
He did he went out to Colorado and they did the biking part of it, not the foot race.
But even so, with the CrossFit stuff, he was saying, "Man, we've traveled, and let me tell you something. It's live and well, baby. You hear all this stuff out there. People are gunned up for the open. People are training. The boxes." The communities, everybody's coming together, and that's what's cool. He's out there doing that with those people. So it's live and well across the whole continent.
Well, and Mayhem is hosting 2 major events this year for the game season. They're doing one of the open announcements is going to be at Mayhem. And then they are also hosting the sort of, and they change the format every year of like regionals, semifinals, whatever you want to call it. Mayhem Classic, which will send it basically like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory golden tickets to the games. So they've got 2 big events that they're doing just down the street from us. Which is pretty cool.
So it's live, well, and thriving, but you just can't forget where you come from. And so the other thing about serving that we talked about, and that's kind of what we do. We have our CrossFit,
our local one,
which
are like our immediate community, the people that we interact with on a daily basis,
which is our life, our bloodline, like everything we think about or talk about or do revolves around our people, our family, our community, and the reach.
Are we going to let the cat out of the bag for like the next level?
We're trying to grow.
Yeah.
What I was saying, our Fortress athlete training page we have, and if you notice on there, we're putting tons of workouts.
And that's really
stuff that we do.
Yes, and that's at a global scale, because this is going out to everyone at large. So that's sort of our, I don't want to say gift, but like more of a philanthropic. Like what we really believe is that we know for sure that health and fitness and this type of methodology will work. And just to put that out there for anyone, just to straight up encourage movement, especially when they don't have time, money, they just can't get to a box. It's just not going to happen. And that's sort of our global one. But the big one that we just solidified that we're going to be having here at Memorial Day. Are we going to let people know what that is?
Sure.
Do you want to talk about that? This is more of and I would say like, we want to support our country at a national level. And that's really what this event kind of does. So we've got our local, we've got what we're doing sort of more trying to send out literally out into the world, the whole globe. But then at a national level, there's something else that we just signed up to do and be for Memorial Day. And it's kind of a big deal. So
Official Murph location.
Host site. It's going to be here at Fortress, so that people could, if they are signing up online or they need somewhere to go and do Murph, they're going to be able to come here to Fortress on Memorial Day. So we probably should tell people what Murph is. Some people might not know what that workout is.
Yeah, and there's a lot of thought that I've been putting into it. With it being an official site. And I was going to talk to Alex at Barbell Battalion, because I know
really
people
want to get this.
I know people like to do it. But the cool thing here too about the locations of the CrossFit boxes is we're pretty separate.
We're pretty far. Like
CrossFit Rutherford down Church and over there.
Corey's over in the middle of town,
Middle Tennessee, and then Corey and Rampage is out kind of by MTSU. Alex is more towards the 231.
Like they're heading on the other side.
So it would be cool if people want to get together and come over, but if they do, they do. If they don't, if they want to stick to their local box, no problem. But I'm going to talk to Alex. We're close friends there kind of about that. It's just about bringing people together and doing it. But Also, I want to spread the word to like the local law enforcement, your fire departments. We know people in that sector.
Yeah.
And try to get it. Because I think Murph is brutal.
It is. And it's not something that you go into without training for.
The true way to do it, and we start training usually every Mondays when we start getting in that window.
Right after the open.
Right after the open. But 1 mile run for men, 20-pound best, women 14, 1 mile run. Then you come in, you do 100 pull-ups. Then you do 200 push-ups. Then you do 300 air squats, and then you run 1 mile. Now, that's
if you're going straight through.
That's the straight way to do it.
Have a lot of different
people partition it. You can do 20 rounds.
Pair it up.
5, 10, 15. You can get partners, but also you can do it without a vest. You can do a half Murph.
Yeah.
So these are the things that I want to put out on the social to bring in other people that have not done it before, because it's a great cause, near and dear to my heart, and man, you just want to be able to. There's so many things you can give to, and as we grow and get bigger, there's other charities and organizations I'd like to be a part of, but one thing at a time, right? It takes money, and believe me, every dollar we make, we're sinking back into here, and
literally sinking into the ground.
Oh yeah, we just had
it's a little dusty in here right now.
Dusty, and just had to fix a huge concrete hole. So buying new equipment and making things better, expansion. So as we grow, we're going to do that. But Murph, when we had the opportunity to do that, it was worth every penny, because the money that we paid to do that goes to that
Michael Murphy Scholarship Fund,
foundation, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be powerful, and we're just gonna try to get everybody here that we can to do it together.
It was a big deal last year. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we saw such a great success rate and people having, when I say a good time, like suffering together is a big deal. And if you've ever experienced something where you are with a group of people and there is some form of suffering, maybe whether it's mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, there is a bond that's created through that. And it's important.
That's the shit I'm talking about. That's why I brought up the pro athletes and stuff like that, and the people with the games. Yeah, man, that's great. I'm not taking anything away from you. More power to you. You're awesome. I love watching you. But this is bigger than you.
Yes.
This is bigger than you. It's about the people inside here that suffer together. So that's why we do what we're doing. We're talking about serving. I think, and I wonder, listen, we got to make money to survive.
We do.
We get that. But we don't put the money first. When you're chasing money, things just don't work the way you want them to. I want to chase serving other people. That's what I was put on this planet to do, right? And if I put the people first, everything else falls into place. Is it tough? Is it rocky at times? Yeah, you have unexpected expenses.
Giant holes in concrete.
Giant hole in the ground. You know what I mean? Whoa, there goes that money for the month. But okay, man, whatever. Are we still providing a place where people come to change their life? Wrap their arms around each other, hard times they're going through. It's all the above. And that's why I thought that it was important that we talk about all this stuff that we're doing, because that's how we're here to serve. And we're just getting warmed up, baby. There's all kind of stuff we want to do, and we're just going to inch our way there. And if I'm changing one person more a day's life, then we're doing what we're supposed to do as we get more people come through the doors, And they always say that, they were scared, they're nervous, or I'm out of shape. And, you have people, I've been working to get through the doors for 6, 7, 8, 9 months. And I know they're still there, and it's my goal to get them through there. Because I said, when you do, be the best decision you've ever made. That's what we're here to do, so it's greater than the glitz and the glamour of the games and all that kind of stuff. you know.
Now, speaking of the games,
Yeah.
And the Open here at Fortress, so we do have that piece of paper right over there. It has all of our teams split up, and so we are going to be revealing that list for our members. This podcast won't come out till Tuesday, but today's Sunday, and this afternoon, a few of them have been sent a couple little spoilers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do we have like a little bet we're gonna have going here?
Well, first of all, my coffee went from hot.
But you like cold coffee.
To cold.
You like cold coffee.
Yeah, but when cold coffee's made cold, it's cold. Like hot turned cold's a little different.
Isn't that what cold coffee is?
I guess, I don't know.
Ew, I don't like
the wager.
Coffee. Yeah, what's the wager?
Yeah, so I'm team pink. Because I drew that. You're team green.
Yeah.
And we got some special shirts. And this year,
we're doing things a little different this year. We are actually going to be giving away prizes to our members.
Yeah, but also like we're going to tell them, instead of just getting shirts that says, hey, CrossFit Open, we're going to say wear your craziest pink or green
Yeah, we're going to give you, because last year what we did was we had people wearing the shirts to the workouts for points. So the way that we do this for our, I think they call it like an intramural open. I don't even like that word though. Intramural, whatever. This is the Fortress Open. Obviously with the CrossFit Open here. We are going to have you wear your team colors, and you get 1 point for that. You get a point for showing up and doing the workout. So like everybody is on a team, whether they have officially signed up for the Open, which we encourage you to do, or not. So if you come Friday or Sunday, because we're going to be hosting the Open workouts at all classes on Fridays, although Friday nights are always fun. And then on Sundays, we will have redos for a portion of Open gym time. And if you come and do the Open over the course of that weekend, then you will earn a point for your team, another point for wearing your team colors. And then we do give a few points away for placing in the different categories, but that's really, it's a small portion. It's just a couple points here and there. What you really get points for is coming and showing up for your team.
Yeah. It'll be a landslide. Pink's going to dominate.
Okay. Who won last year?
It was rigged.
It was not rigged.
I asked for a recount on the machines, but she said a couple of them were broken. We never got them fixed.
Not what happened at all.
Yep. Rigged.
He's just mad he lost again.
Yeah. Let's wait till you see my shirt. Oh yeah, and whoever has the coolest shirt for that week.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so we love Fit Aid.
Yeah.
And we are giving away cases of Fit Aid each week to the best dressed male and female.
Yep.
So this is exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Do we have anything else for today?
No. When are we gonna tell them the teams?
We're going to be releasing that on. So we're not gonna read them. That's silly.
What do you mean?
You want to read it right now?
No, they won't even know who they're.
Well, that's to be Tuesday.
Are you just gonna post them?
We're gonna post them.
Okay. She's gonna post them.
Yeah. So we're pretty excited about it this year. This is our 5th Open at Fortress. That first one, I think we had like 7 of us signed up for the Open, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So here's my question. What's your prediction for the repeat? Because they've already announced it's going to be a repeat.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I haven't thought about it.
Oh, I saw one that said one from somebody's like they looked on, like they put it into Chat GPT or AI or something to try to predict it.
Yeah.
And they said they think it's going to be 15.1.
15.1 is 12.4.
No,
is 11.2. Is 16.8. Is 15.7.
Okay, so there's no 7s or 8s, but like okay. No, it was one that had. I feel like there was some toes to bar involved. I think, and maybe.
Oh wow!
Toes to bar, a box.
Good,
I know, real shocking.
Good guess.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket now because I'm feeling so lucky.
So I feel like it's gonna be burpees to a target.
7 minutes of burpees.
7 minutes of burpees to a target. That is the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
I'm gonna die.
Yep.
My movements are coming back, like I'm moving well. It's just I'm still working on that whole breathing thing. Surgery and taking some time off. It's been a struggle coming back.
You started coughing so hard yesterday. I thought he needed a cough drop.
We did one, and it felt like Fran lung. And oh, by the way, we have a High Rocks coming up at the end of April. So
you have got to get your butt running.
Like next week, running's coming. Are you going to see me?
It's going to be 5 degrees next week. We're going to be
Are you going to see me on TV, and they're going to be Erin's gonna be running, and the paddy wagon's gonna be coming
I'm
with a
gonna
stretcher.
I'm gonna be pulling him in. I don't even know. I'm pulling you in a wagon. I have a wagon. Be pulling you all over a little red wagon.
I'm gonna set the time for the worst CrossFitter to come in and do the High Rocks.
Bruce is just gonna follow me around the High Rocks course while I do the whole thing.
I'll be ready. Okay.
I sure hope so.
I will be ready. Mm-hmm. When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Okay, so right now you're not ready, so you're gonna have to get ready.
Running. I was running. Have you seen Forrest Gump?
Yes.
Thank God.
It's because you're old. Rocky's like older than me.
Yep. All right. Now we're rambling again.
Mm-hmm.
But it was important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just end with.
I want to end with something.
Okay. And I'll end with, if you're local, get your ass to our box. You won't regret it. Mm-hmm. If you're not, find your local
or
CrossFit community.
And check out our Fortress Athlete page.
Get inside somewhere. Mm-hmm. CrossFit, the foundation of it will never change. It's community, it's the people, it's the love, it's the suffering together. That comes first before anything. That's what is important.
I'm going to challenge you to figure out a place, sit down and literally write this down somewhere and figure out where at a local, a national, and a global level you feel like you're making a difference. And if you feel like you're not, or that there are not things in your life that you're doing and you go, oh my gosh, I've been very self-centered here, start locally. Don't try to start with all over. But if you are, doing something to advocate for change and service within your local community, then look and say, how am I doing this to expand out from that circle? And then from there, expand even further in some small way.
Yep. I'm the chief. Let's go.
You owe me 25 cents. He owes me 25 cents every time he says, I'm the chief.
It's over.
Or I do what I want. He says it all the time because he doesn't.
Bye.